So, hi Mongezi.
Hello.
I'm Bali.
Hi, Bali.
And I will be asking you a few questions on your artworks in the Mbali books as well as the ones that we see here today. And I've got to say, I'm really excited when I heard that you were a jazz musician and you played saxophone. I was very intrigued. Do you have specific methods that you use in your artworks to try and get a certain reaction out of those who look at your artworks?
I mean, for me, I believe with my work, it has to come from within. I have to feel it, before I even do it. It's not that I just like go and just like think, oh, I'm making a work. It just has to come. I have to have sitting with the feeling, then the time is right, and then I go out and just interpret it.
Okay. When you do your artworks, do you ever have like certain songs in mind or songs that like just get portrayed in your artworks?
Well, it's not that it has to do my work is really about music. It's about the feeling that the music gives me, and then I just, portray that. And if I dissect the music, and then I could hear different sounds, those sounds I kind of visualize as marks, as certain movement, as certain speed, or even the space within the music. That's my process. Actually.
That's your process. Cool. Is mixed media artwork like abstract artwork and printmaking something you always knew that you would do, or did it just come about one day?
I'm primarily a printmaker. I don't know why, because I like the way how I think as a printmaker, because I have to think in reverse, which is more challenging, so, and it's more about solving problems. For me, I like, with any artwork that I create, I like to have problems, that I can solve, so when it comes to painting and mixed media or whatsoever, it's just the medium.
Another question that I have is, has there ever been a certain topic that you wanted to portray in your artworks, but felt you couldn't do it enough justice, or felt that, or have you felt the complete opposite where you actually felt that you could do this?
With my work, I don't like to specifically like delve into just one topic, because I feel like if you have one topic, it doesn't give you much freedom, because I mean one topic leads to the other, So at some point earlier with my work, I used to focus on the topic of migration, and now it's still kind of, yes, it's about migration, but now I'm more into the spiritual aspect of migration, So I have this concept of, I call it like migration of spirit. Even if people would migrate physically, there is a spiritual aspect to that, So I'm trying to kind of find a way, or maybe find words, to write about that, and then get it, all composed.
Just looking at this artwork over here, in the Embody books, as we can see, there is quite a similar artwork. And I was just wondering, the focal point seems to be like these lines over here and these squares. And I was wondering how come they appear like into artworks?
I think everything just happens automatically for me. I don't really plan. I don't sketch. As with me playing music, it's more, as I said, it's more improvised. I just go with the feeling. And seeing like these shapes, these geometric shapes. Mostly they also kind of like inspired by city life, like I'm surrounded by, I live in a city, I go hiking and go to nature, so I'm trying to kind of like, infuse both the organic and the geometric in my work. So as I said, I don't really think about composition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened that I just feel, okay, maybe if I feel that I need to balance the painting, however, it's always a study with my work. It's always going back and forth. You know, I could go
Yeah.
back to like that painting, this which was a print, it was done what, 2016. You know, I could go back to my works that I've done 2013 and then
Yeah.
still reference those,
It's-
you know, into my
yeah.
new work. So I just keep on, you know, yeah,
Adding
going
and
back and
taking.
forth.
It's quite interesting how you add and put more into your artwork sometimes if you feel like it.
I don't like to have anything confined into a canvas. Like it's just kind of progressional. It's just it keeps on going over and over. It changes. You see, so I look at my work like that. I tend to refer to my works as spiritual maps. You know, so it's just it's maps going somewhere. You know, to the unknown. You know, so by playing, by making, it's just getting to there where we don't know,
Like, we don't know where it could go,
you
where
know,
it has
but which
been.
is a good place, which is a place of hope, a place of peace, and a place, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Mongezi, I'm Sarah, and I actually have a question as well. In this artwork, all of your lines are kind of like freer, as opposed to those ones up there where Bali were sitting. Those are more rigid, and I was just wondering why.
Yeah, see, here it's just more kind of like sketching, you know, going just going wild, you know, just uh, playing around, you know, just getting like trying to get some new marks, you know. I think I was just playing music and I was just like playing the music loud and just going wild and just like, you know, not thinking more about the composition and because that's how I kind of like develop my visual language. You know, I just kind of like where I can just like make marks, and then after that, I go back to it and then I feel okay, let me pick this, that, and then put it into like a new painting. So that's my process somehow of sketching. Yeah.
And in relations to Sarah's question, do you ever sometimes just like wake up and just start painting? Or do you like have to get into the flow of it?
My life is just I wake, I sleep, and then I wake up straight to painting.
Straight to painting.
I just that's more what I do. I just like, I wake up. I remember a friend of mine who used to ask me, "Do I dream of these paintings?" I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." You know,